righty. All right, guys, let me get situated here. Okay. Look, I know it's been a minute. Sometimes I be needing a break from social media. I be needing a little break. What's up, family? Thank you so much for tuning in to Free World TV. And I know it's been a little minute. Sometimes I get burnt the fuck out on this content creation stuff or trying to record things. Like, I get so burnt out because I'm doing all the editing, I'm doing everything. And sometimes I do it so much that I get so burnt out. Last week, a couple weeks ago, I was editing a video and I only had about this was like a 15-minute video. I only had about 3 more minutes to edit, and I just gave up. I never posted it. I still haven't finished editing that video. So sometimes I just be needing a break. So I am back. I know my haters wish I wasn't coming back, but I ain't going nowhere no time soon. But anyway, like we always do any other day, I have a couple of clips for y'all. So before I show y'all these clips, I just need y'all to understand that I know a lot of times y'all think what I'm doing is giving to the toxicity of the world and things like that. I'm not. I just need people to understand on a spiritual level. A lot of y'all ain't going to understand, but the reason I do what I do is because I know that if we help rise women's confidence and show women how much more powerful they are than they believe, then this world will become a better place. If we teach women that you don't need a man besides to get fucked, and they start and these women start believing in not, it's not for every woman. Some women, they are called to be moms and things like that. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's also a group of women who are healers. We all have our roles here, and my role is to wake women up, wake the women up, and a lot of people understand this, and there's quite a few men who understand this as well. And that is what makes me feel good about it, because when a man can say this, and when men are teaching other men and teaching things, it's like, yes, we got some men on our side. They understand the way things are supposed to be. You know what I mean? So that's all. The world would definitely be a better place, in my opinion, if women ran the world. A lot of men say that women can't run shit because they're too emotional. But yet you allow your mother to run the household, your wife to run the household, set appointments. That's running shit. That is running shit. A lot of men couldn't handle shit like that. Me, I don't want to do shit like that. That's why I do not have children, because I'm too lazy for them. I believe my ancestors then worked so fucking hard and they got tired, and then I came. And I feel the tiredness. I am not willing to work extra hard. It is what it is. But I just want y'all to understand it's not toxic. I may bully the bullies. I like to talk shit to men who likes to talk shit about women. Period, point blank. I know it's not all men, but it's always a man. So now we're going to get to this video. And I just need y'all to understand on a spiritual level, this is a man who's saying these things. So just listen. And I might pause and insert some commentary. So here we go.
Want to know how I know the devil's a fucking man? Think about this. Every single man was created by a woman. Every man was brought into this world by a woman. No exceptions. Man's creator is a woman.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it right there real quick, because I understand some of y'all dudes gonna be saying
you need a man's seed to create
a child. Every man in this world came from a woman's womb. So you cannot tell me that the first being in creation was a man, because you can't carry a child. I need y'all to understand on a spiritual level, the womb, the woman's womb is a portal. Before you came here, you were a spirit. You were in the spiritual realm. And through the mother's womb, which is the portal, you came into physical existence. You came into physical reality. So the woman's womb is the portal from spirit to physical. We all came through God. You can see the son. Through the mother, you can see the baby. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. We'll let him continue.
Look how he treats her. In society, look how he treats her across the fucking board.
And before I continue, I hate that I have to say this, but I'm going to say this. We're not talking about all men. I know a few men who I believe are good men. They ain't proved to me that they're like majority of men. So understand, crybabies. We ain't talking about all men. The ones who feel offended, yeah, I'm talking about y'all. This is who we talking about. The hit dogs who holla, we're talking about y'all. But like I said, we're not talking about, it's not all men. Not all men are just so evil, okay? We know that. So we'll continue.
Think about this. An entity, right, brings another entity into reality, into existence. And the thanks they get is being subjugated, oppressed, abused, trafficked. Like, what kind of fucking piece of shit entity does that to its creator?
A man?
Anyway, love is God.
A man would.
I love y'all. Talk soon. The devil's a fucking man.
Look at how this world is. This world is chaotic because of men. Men created the toxicity that's going on in this world. And it's not man hate. I don't hate men because I have brothers, I have cousins and things like that. And I date men here and there. But I just really want to put the truth out there. And I understand the truth hurts. The truth, it definitely hurts. So that's why a lot of men be bothered by what a lot of women say. I have another clip that I want y'all to see. And it's just, I just need y'all to understand. And it makes me feel good that men are saying these things. Men are saying these things. I will only listen to a man who is telling the truth. I will only, anybody who disagree with these type of men, I promise you I have no respect for those men. A lot of times when women complain about men, I understand men take offense. I understand the problems on both sides, but we need to look at this in a spiritual way. When women complain about men, a lot of men take offense to that. A lot of men take offense. Men talk about women are very emotional. But soon as a man hear a random woman that he don't know on social media saying she don't need a man, these men take offense to that. They start crying. We built the world. We did this. Shut your bitch ass up. Use the pussy. Use the bitch. I promise you that. Listen. Just because you ain't do it, don't mean this bitch is talking about you. This is how sometimes y'all be giving yourselves away. Because majority of men operate a certain way. And a lot of women are complaining, or a lot of women have the same complaints about men, yet we're not dating the same fucking man. So it lets you know that this is in general how most men are. So if you have an issue with the negative things or the things that women experience from men, then you are part of the problem. You are those men, because the way some of y'all be defending yourselves in random people's comments, it's giving. Nobody will defend themselves unless they feel like they're being attacked. And if what women are saying out of their mouths feel like an attack to you, then we're talking to you, because the men who aren't doing these things, they won't have an issue. They're not worried about what women are saying about the bad men. They don't care. It's not me. So if you feel offended by what women are saying, it's you. It's you. It's you. Okay? And that's why a lot of times, because I'm seeing a lot of in social media, I've seen, you know how when a woman come out and say she's been sexually assaulted by a man and things like that, it be so many men, you know, I understand some women have lied. I understand that. But majority of the time, they're not lying. They're not lying. And the fact that a lot of men just automatically jump to the side, this bitch is lying, it's very giving. It's very giving. And that's another thing. Because a lot of these dudes, they're sexual assaulters. And I need y'all to understand, coercion is a form of sexual assault. It's a form of rape. It's a form of rape. Because understand, as a woman, I know a lot of women can relate with this. A man wants to fuck you and he's asking, you know, he's putting it out there. He's asking you to fuck him. You tell him no. He continues to ask until your no turns into a yes. But you really don't want to do it. It's like he's pressuring you. That is coercion. That is a form of rape, sexual assault. So if you tell a man no, and a lot of times when you tell a man no, he looks at it as a challenge to, oh, it's a chase, it's a game for them. Like when a woman say no, she means no the first time. You know, a lot of times we laugh things off. It doesn't mean you continue to do what you're doing. We're uncomfortable, you know, and that's the thing. So, like I said, men are the problem. Y'all have a lust problem. All y'all want to do is fuck. And like I said before, it's not all men, but somehow it's always a man. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and listen to the next clip. And this is another man, which comforts me. So fellas, listen up.
The world would be better without men. That's what somebody commented under my post. And I'll be honest, at first I was a little bit taken aback and a little bit defensive. Had a really good conversation with my wife about this and started doing a lot more research. So if you're a man listening to this, I don't want you to say to yourself, why are women always coming at us? No. The question we need to start asking ourselves is, why are we literally always attacking women? 2023 alone, about 51,100 women and girls were unalived by intimate partners or family members. That's 1 every 10 minutes. We're talking about 140 lives every single day taken from us. Over 60% of women have been unalived intentionally by someone that they knew. But in South Africa, the numbers are even more devastating. According to the South African Medical Research Council, about 10.6 women per 100,000 per capita are unalived every single year. That's roughly 7 women unalived every single day. In countries like France and Colombia, 25% to 37% of the women who have been unalived already reported violence before they were taken from this world. And I know you may say to yourself, well, Brian, according to the UN, 81% of homicide victims worldwide were actually men or boys.
Okay. He just said that most women already report that they have violence before they were actually killed. They already reported, and they didn't do, and nothing was done about it. Nothing was done because men run everything. The systems that we go by are ran by men, and men don't listen to women. Men don't give a fuck about what women say. Men don't care because men have this bro code. Men as a whole have this bro code, and they protect each other. They protect each other. That's why, like going back to the coercion stuff. That's why most men, they take up for these dudes who rape women, because they're really taking up for themselves. They don't want to look at coercion or bribing a woman to fuck them as a form of rape, because they'll have to look at themselves in the mirror. They don't want to feel like they're doing that. But most of you are. If you ask a woman to have sex and she say no, and you continuously ask her until her no becomes a yes, that is coercion, a form of sexual assault and rape. Okay? A lot of y'all don't want to hear this because you do it. And it's understandable. It's been normalized in men. It's been normalized. Understood. But y'all got to fix that shit. Y'all got to fix that shit. But we will continue.
But understand this nuance, that most of the male victims were unalived outside of the home, while in contrast, women had a much higher rate of being unalived by an intimate partner or family member, someone close to them. And this gap in victimization is present in every country and every continent of the world. So in essence, men are a lot more likely to be unalived by a stranger or some sort of conflict that's happening within the community, and women are a lot more likely to be unalived by someone in their home. But guess who's still doing all the unaliving? Men. The perpetuators of unaliving men are men, and the perpetuators of unaliving women are men.
And I'm going to stop it right there. Men. Understood? There's some evil women out here. Understood? Men run the world, and women have to conform. You know what I mean? So I have one more video for y'all to see. This is another man telling us what I just love it. I love that men are waking up. The men who speak like this are the men who are awakening their divine feminine. The divine feminine needs to be awakened. The divine feminine needs to be awakened. That is the power. We all have feminine energy and masculine energy. The difference, see, me going to work, me building is masculine. Me moving that's masculine energy. We have to use our masculine energy. Feminine energy is creation. The thing that this is feminine energy. When I create my jewelry over there, that's feminine energy. Creation, art, that's feminine. We all use both. So who created this toxic masculine? I don't know. It's men. It's men. So I'm going to let y'all see this clip, and I'll say what I need to say afterwards.
We have taught generations of women to be aware of their surroundings at all time and that it's not safe to be around men. We have taught women that when you're in public, make sure you look everyone you see in the eye so that they know you see them and you can identify them later. We've taught women to be aware of the clothes they wear. Don't wear something too tight, somebody gonna get you. Don't wear nothing too loose, somebody gonna snap. Don't be out by yourself, somebody gonna... We've taught women all these things, but we don't teach men self-control. A woman should be able to walk down the street booty butt naked without fear of rape, harm, or molestation. And at the same time, we teach men that, oh, that's okay, it's just men being men, that's boys being boys. Man gonna do what a man gonna do. But we don't teach our young men and our young boys self-control. And that's the mindset of a colonizer. I'll control you before I learn to control myself. which is how we ended up raising generations of men who don't know self-control.
That's the problem. Men are too busy telling women how to be women and telling women how to operate in this world instead of telling men to be better. Like he said in this clip, a woman should be able to walk down the street butt ass naked without being molested, touched, or raped or anything. Because men, they claim to be providers and protectors, but they're protecting us from what? Other men, dangerous men. They protect their daughters from the bad boys, the men. So if men wasn't even a thing, if men went extinct, this world would be a better place. We wouldn't need nobody to protect us from men. Do y'all get the common denominator? It's men. Men protect women from men. You know? And the other day I seen this video where this guy, he was explaining how different men and women think, and it made so much sense to me. He said that when a man see his baby girl over at the playground flirting with the little boy, they're kids, like maybe 5 years old. The man sees the predator that the little boy will grow into. The man don't like that for his daughter. That's what the man see in that little boy. But the woman sees a baby. Women see, oh, that's my little baby. That's my little Charlie. But men see the predator that little boy will eventually grow into. This is how men think. They think this about men. This is how they think about themselves. They say we hate them, but we don't hate y'all. We're just being honest about y'all. The truth sometimes sounds like hate. I've said this before. The truth sounds like hate sometimes. It's not hate. It's just the truth. Sometimes you just got to take a look in the mirror, you know? It was very interesting because it's the truth. Like when I see a little boy, I see a cute little boy. But a man see ill. Like a man see, nah, get him away from my daughter. I don't want no boys. I don't care how young he is. I want no boys around my daughter because men know men. Y'all always say it's not all men, but y'all say it yourselves because how y'all operate, y'all actions prove that y'all even believe it's all men. But the pushback is because you are a man and you feel like because women are saying these things about men, they're attacking you. It ain't about you. Stop inserting yourself. Take yourself out the equation and just put yourself in the shoes of women. We are in a world, half the world, I'm gonna say half the world is men, half the world is women. Half of the world is dangerous to the other half. We are literally in a world with our predators. You know? Like I said earlier, like I just said earlier, what are men protecting us from if they are the providers or protectors? They're protecting us from other men. They're definitely not protecting us from women. You know? So that is all. Like I said before, my goal is to wake women up, and I understand. I understand not every woman will wake up. But the seeds that I'm throwing out there, it will catch the women that it needs to catch. It will wake up the women that it needs to wake up. And I do this because I love women. I love being a woman. I love the power that I carry. Whether people see it or not, I know the power that I carry within. I know the abilities that I have. I know. Can't nobody tell me otherwise. I've experienced things in my life to let me know I hold the power. And can't nobody take that away from me. And you do too, ladies. Men, you can too if you awaken your divine feminine. Okay? So that is my goal. I just want women to understand. Get out of the mindset that you need a man, that you need to find a man and get pregnant. Get to know who you are first. Do not allow yourself to get pregnant and have a kid before you even know who you are. A lot of us are still kids in the mind. And a lot of us have kids because we feel like it's the right thing to do. I want to do it before it's too late. I want to be like my friends. I want to fit in a way. And then it's stressful at the end of it. And no man ever stays. No man ever stays. I'm telling you, when you get pregnant, the man gets turned off. A lot of y'all, women get pregnant and fall in love and be with a man for love. For love. And they're in love with that man the whole time until they get tired. And they're hoping that this man still loves them when they're sick. Most men, let me not go into that. This video is already getting a little too long. But ladies, I just need y'all to understand, you are a badass. You do not need a man. To some extent, we need each other to some extent. But when I say you don't need a man, I'm not saying men are trash and this and that. I'm saying the person you're waiting to save you is you. It's you. Understand, you have full control. You can control these men. I'm trying to tell y'all. Quick story. I realized this. I realized back in October, I was at work, right? And I have to lock doors, right? And I was waiting to lock doors, right? And this man come up to me and he was like,
Oh my God, you are so beautiful.
he starts talking to me. He's like, are you dating? I'm like, no, I don't date. I'm not interested. I have no energy for a man right now. And he wanted to talk to me or whatever. I was trying to get away from him because I know what he was going to do. I'm like, I don't date men. And then he started bringing religion into it. I'm like, oh shit. He shakes my hand. And usually I would let shit like this slide, but I didn't have any control over myself when I didn't let it slide. I just knew what the fuck he was on. And I stopped it right then and there. So he shook my hand and then tried to spin me around. I said, what are you doing? And then he was like, no, I'm just trying to, I'm like, you don't need to, you don't need to do that. You overstepping boundaries now. And then he goes in to try to touch my stomach. I said, what? Why are you trying to touch me? Usually I would let that happen being like a naive person and just acting like I wasn't uncomfortable when I really was, but I stopped him from doing that. And he only did that in that moment. He was seeing how far he can go and how far I would let him go in that moment. And in that moment, he knew I wasn't going. If I let him twirl me around and I let him touch my stomach, he would have went further. Okay. And I was telling him, I don't date. I just don't have the energy for a man right now. Like men, they disgust me at this point. And he was like,
I really, really want to talk to you. I really, really want to talk to you.
So we exchanged numbers, right? And he texted me right away. He was like, when can we talk? I said, you know what? He really want to talk? I text him back. And I'm like, if you want to talk, it costs $500 for 10 minutes. I can only give you 10 minutes, but it's going to cost $500. That is what I told him. And he never texts me back. And that's what you got to do. You got to ask these dudes for money to repel them. And I'm not done with the story yet. This was back in October. I think I was looking at it yesterday. The message he sent, it was October the 13th when this happened. This incident happened. Yesterday, which was wait, what's today? Today is the 18th. Yesterday, which was the 17th, he texted me and said, "What's your Cash App?" I forgot all about this man. I didn't even save his number in my phone. He wanted that 10 minutes so bad he asked me for my Cash App. So he wants to send me $500 for a 10-minute conversation. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give him that 10-minute conversation. If you're interested in me, my time is not free. My time is not free at all, honey. I know that's my name, but honey, it doesn't apply to my time. Unless I fucking love you enough to give you my time for free. But I'm just not easily giving myself to a man anymore, period, point blank. You're done. So it's time to wake us up. And this is the best I've ever felt in my life. What I'm feeling, the power that I have within me, I love it to the core. And I just want every other woman to feel how I feel. So that's why I'm trying to wake y'all up. And some of y'all won't take it. Take it how I'm giving it. My intention isn't to offend anybody. My intention isn't to make anybody feel bad. My intentions is to inspire you. And it's up to you to be inspired or feel offended. That is not my job to choose which feeling you're going to go. It's a two-way street. You're either going to turn left or right or left. It is up to you. I have no control over anybody's emotions. I might if they allow me that, but it's up to you. You allowed me that, but I don't have to. You have full control over that. So that's the thing. I just want to inspire people. That's my intentions. My intention. I don't never want to make anybody feel bad, but I'm not going to be quiet about certain things anymore because I'm scared that I'm going to offend somebody. I'm sorry ahead of time for offending you. I apologize. But while I'm offending you, these same messages is inspiring the next. That's my goal. I'm focused on those folks. I am no longer focused on the offended. Fuck y'all. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in to Free World TV. And as I always say, through every struggle, a statement is made. It's your girl Free. And I'm out.